Hello friends, it's Candace and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be on TikTok once again, but this time I'm going to be looking at lip piercings. So basically I just went on TikTok, went to the search, typed lip piercing, and I think I might skip some because some of them are like actual piercers that make like content about piercing. Okay, I'm just rambling on and on. Basically, I'm not a piercer, just a piercing enthusiast. I don't really say that enough on my channel, but I'm not a piercer. But I figured we could just go through. I don't have lip piercings. I've never had lip piercings. I've never had any oral piercings. So I guess maybe I'm not the best to ask for advice on it, but the person who would be best to ask for advice for you and your specific lips would definitely be a good and reputable piercer, your local piercer, a good piercer, not just any piercer. Please go to a good piercer. As you might have seen in one of a recent video I did within the past like month or two, I don't know when I'm posting this video, I have some opinions. But definitely go to a good piercer, because a good piercer is the only person who's going to be checking your anatomy to make sure that you're getting a lip piercing that's not going to be damaging your teeth and gums and causing serious issues in your mouth. So, with all that being said, I figured we'd just go through TikTok and watch some lip piercing TikToks. A dope Ashley piercing we did on a returning client since 2017. I don't even know if this is a good piercer. They have black gloves, so I think usually those aren't sterile, but...
Let that out. Alright, one more time, deep breath. Perfect. So, okay. Alright, just touch your ring. Here we go, this part does hurt. Deep breath. Perfect.
Yeah, this is not good.
How you feeling? Crusty.
This video... Okay, regardless of the quality of the piercer, like with the sterility, if their gloves are sterile or not, whatever the case is, I don't know about all that. But what I do know is that when you're using a piercing needle, you should not put the sharp end back through the piercing once it goes through initially, because basically, if you could imagine something sharp going through something is still sharp when you put it back through. So putting the piercing needle back through, putting the sharp thing back through the fresh piercing could cause extra trauma because there's literally sharp edges being dragged through a piercing. Not to mention, it is very dangerous for the piercer because putting whatever bar in like the piercing needle hole, I'm not exactly sure what they use. I don't know if they used a taper. I hope so, because that would be safer. But putting anything into the piercing needle hole is basically you're bringing your fingertips towards a needle that just went through someone's lip. Like, that's not safe for anyone involved. Like, you could prick yourself very easily. You know what I mean? So that just... I can just tell that the piercing was not done very well. And that really sucks, because this video has 2.4 million likes. And it's a badly done piercing. So, great. This is the standard on the internet. Which is why I want to make videos about it. Like, don't let... Like, if you see a piercer putting the needle back through that way, that's not cool. Not to mention, in the middle there, when the piercer stopped with the needle in her mouth, yo... When they close their mouth, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's gonna stab her gums because there's literally a loose needle hanging in her mouth. And like, obviously I've never gotten a lip piercing, but I feel like that's not right. Like, you shouldn't just leave a sharp point in someone's mouth like unattended like that, you know? But let's go to the next
Guys, my parents are going to kill me. Don't do this at home.
Okay. Besides piercing yourself at home, which isn't very safe, I don't know, they didn't show any of the process of how they did it. Besides, like, the little clip, they didn't, like, actually push it through on the video. Oh my god. So they literally, first of all, that's a really small hoop. That's not very big at all. And lips tend to swell like a pretty decent amount. Like, I feel like I don't have a lip piercing, but I feel like whenever I see good piercers pierce lips, it seems like the jewelry is really long compared to how the lip normally sits. So putting a ring that small into a fresh piercing, when that flesh swells up, it's going to cause a lot of stress on the piercing. When it swells up, then suddenly the ring that's probably a little bit too small to begin with will now be pulling on your tissue. As your tissue swells, then the ring will be pulling down, and then the angle of your piercing will shift upwards. So instead of being straight through your lip like it should be and healing straight, it's going to start migrating towards outwards because there's no room for the swelling. So don't pierce yourself at home, but if you do, don't pierce yourself with a ring. Don't do it. Oh my god. Especially lip piercings, they swell so much. Like, put a stud in, let that heal, then switch it to a ring if you want that. Make sure it's not hitting your teeth and stuff, but starting it out with a ring is just going to cause extra swelling at the beginning and cause a lot of issues with healing, and probably change the angle of the piercing to like a very poor angle. Like, you'll never be able to wear a stud in it. It might not ever even heal like at all, and definitely not properly. I feel like I'm like spreading information. Like, people think this is okay, but it's not like gatekeeping. It's not like, oh, people pierce themselves at home all the time. It's like, at least if you're gonna do it, like I would prefer you not to do it. It's so easy to go to a piercer, at least like in the United States. I know there's some countries where good piercing, let alone piercers in general, are probably very hard to access. Like, good quality jewelry is probably very hard to access for some people. But I would say, like, if you're in America, save your money, save your time, save your body for people who can actually treat it the way it deserves to be treated. That's my opinion. And if you're gonna pierce yourself at home, regardless of any of that, the least you could do is do yourself a favor and do it the best way possible. So I feel like I'm just trying to spread information. Like, you don't have, like, even if you want to do it like the wrong way, at least do it the right way, like, within that. Does that make sense? Like, at least pierce it with a straight bar so it can at least heal properly, instead of like, not only is it pierced at home, now it's pierced with a ring, now the ring's too tight, now it's gonna migrate, now it's gonna hit your teeth. Like, so many things can go wrong when you don't know anything about piercing. Like, it's not as simple as it looks. Okay, so there's a few things, and something that I can mention from, like, I still sometimes watch like Rolly's videos and stuff, and like, you know. So let me mention something that he always harps on a lot whenever he sees people using Sharpies. Now, you can Google it, and hey, maybe it's like not the same anymore, but I notice he always seems to have a really big problem with Sharpies. But I feel like, especially if you're at home, Sharpies might be one of the better things that you can use as someone at home. Now, I probably wouldn't use like a dirty old Sharpie that that's like almost dried out. Like, I probably wouldn't use something that I've like, I don't know, like I do arts and crafts with, that's like dirty from like pencils or something. But if it's just a straight up Sharpie, like pretty fresh, pretty new, Sharpies are an alcohol-based marker, and the alcohol sterilizes the ink that is coming out of it, basically. And I looked this up. Please comment down below if you have any evidence that disproves what I'm saying right now. But it's not really the ink that's a problem. Obviously, Sharpie... Okay, listen. Don't come for me. Oh my gosh, I gotta charge my computer. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I'm recording my audio on my MacBook because it's got a good microphone on there. But it wasn't plugged in. I probably should have had it plugged in the whole time. Oh my gosh. I forgot to turn the Wi-Fi off. I just filmed 3 videos. This is gonna be a disaster. Hopefully there's no buzzing. Friggin' sucks. I'm such an amateur. Listen, it's been like 2 months since I filmed the video. Anyway, nice little tangent in the middle there. Might cut it out. Might not. Anyway, basically, Sharpie probably says that like the ink's like not the best for a piercing, whatever. Like, not even talking about like the ink content. I'm just talking about cleanliness. Sharpie's probably not the worst thing you could use, because the alcohol in the marker makes it sterile. Like, I read an article that it was kind of old, but Sharpies have been Sharpies this whole time, so I would assume it's still valid. But anyway, the article was basically using Sharpies or single-use disposable like markers for like surgical patients, like doctors using Sharpies on patients. And apparently doctors would use 1 Sharpie per patient and throw it out. Obviously, once you break the skin, it's a different story. But if the skin's not broken, doctors... Basically, I'm not good at stories, but the research was... Maybe I'll try to find the article and link it if I can remember. If not, comment down below and let me know. Basically, they tested it. Like, do we need to throw out the marker after each patient? And they tested it, and I think they tested it with different kind of bacteria, like even antibiotic-resistant bacteria. I'm not sure. It's been like a couple months since I read this. But they tested the Sharpie versus like a single-use marker, and the Sharpie was actually sterile the next day after being exposed to that bacteria. But the single-use marker obviously had the bacteria because it's not alcohol-based. So, honestly, the Sharpie is not my qualm. Like, I've got no qualms. I guess if we have to permit people to pierce themselves at home, like in any capacity, like, let's not demonize a Sharpie over something else that might not be as clean. You know what I mean? Beyond that, there is a lot more wrong with this video than just the Sharpie. First of all, besides being at-home piercing, when they cleaned the lip, they cleaned literally just the lip. And then immediately go in with their hand, resting it on the chin and trying to align it. Okay, your whole glove is contaminated. Like, you gotta clean like the whole area. Anything you touch has to be cleaned. Not even to mention the super baggy gloves. Like, I gotta watch this again, I don't remember what happened. So they didn't really show the whole thing. I guess I don't know enough about like the actual piercing procedure to really criticize that. Besides, that's clearly like a clamp from like eBay or Amazon. Like, there's no way to guarantee how clean that is or sterile it is. It is plastic. So it's just like at-home piercings, they're just not the cleanest that they can be. But I guess it doesn't look that, it doesn't look that bad, I guess. But it was definitely not done that great. And at the beginning when they're like sterilizing, like, you're not sterilizing anything. Like, you need an autoclave to sterilize things. Like, this was a pretty dirty, like, this was an at-home piercing. Like, it wasn't done like the professionals at all. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's go to the next one. Okay, there's a lot going on. Probably using the same gloves this whole time, touching everything outer. I'm sure they're not, first of all, the gloves aren't sterile. Touching all the outside packaging of all these things that are maybe sterile already. The gloves are, like, if they weren't sterile before, they're definitely not sterile now. Because you're touching the outside of all these packages. And, like, touching, like, your shirt, like, your face, like, it's not clean. Also, numbing cream. Like, numbing cream only works on the surface. It's not really, like, the most effective thing with piercings. Especially for how quick a piercing is. It's not really, like, the thing I would recommend to anyone. Like, it's just a waste of money. And I hope there was, like, a lot of extra length on the inside. I guess this was a while ago, so I guess whatever has happened. But if you're piercing yourself at home, especially a lip, like, it's gonna swell a lot. Like, get a bar that's gonna be long enough to accommodate that. Or just don't do it at home and go to a good piercer who is gonna help you do it properly. By doing it for you. Oh my gosh.
Real deep breath in. Perfect. Feeling okay? Go ahead and put your jewelry. This part does hurt a little bit. Deep breath. Alright.
See how long that bar is?
I'm gonna just tighten it. Alrighty. Real deep breath.
One thing at the end. So this time, it's the piercer, like, page, I think, from the first video we watched. But they're using a different kind of needle, so it seems like they don't really care where they get their needles. They just buy needles from anywhere. So that's cool. But this is a cannula needle, a catheter needle. So that's a lot of extra trauma just right off the bat. Like, it's not a good needle. It stretches the piercing immediately. I have a whole video about it. I don't know if I'm going to link it up above, but if I remember, I'll try to. The bar, at least the bar was long enough to accommodate for swelling, but it was externally threaded, so you know that's junk jewelry. Anything externally threaded is just crap jewelry. And then they proved it at the end when they showed those plastic belly button rings that were $2.50, and you know they bought them for like 5 or 10 cents from some wholesaler. And at least they're not charging you like 20 bucks for it, but $2.50 for something that's going inside your body, like I get people are from different backgrounds, people can't afford things, but maybe if you can't afford to put something quality in your body, save up. Like, your body, it's your body. It's an investment. It's an investment in your health, in your appearance. Like, in my opinion, it's an investment and you should invest. Not like, it's not something that you should do cheaper if you can't afford it. I feel like you should save up and get the best for yourself and for your body, not just go to someplace cheap. Just like tattoos. Like, you don't want to just wait to find someone who's going to do a $30 tattoo. Like you want to pay someone what they're worth, and if they're worth it, they're not going to charge $30. So you're getting what you pay for, basically. I mean, I don't know about that, but that is not the right jewelry. There's balls on the inside of your mouth. First of all, I don't think you're really supposed to have lip piercings if you have braces. I don't know. So, camera overheated. Then I smeared some dust of dark makeup under my eyes. So, this is gonna be the end of the video. But I guess I'll finish my thought about what I was talking about. Basically, from my understanding, braces are very expensive. Piercings, especially poorly done ones, or ones with very cheap jewelry in it, are not that expensive, right? Is it worth it to potentially ruin your extremely expensive orthodontic work to potentially snag your cheap, crappy jewelry? Even high quality jewelry can snag in braces, as far as I'm aware. Because it's a risk. Like, there's metal in your mouth, and then jewelry can snag. Like, even high quality jewelry and good place piercings can snag on your teeth, you know? Like, it's always a potential risk. But especially when you've spent thousands upon thousands of dollars to straighten your teeth, and you still have those implements on your teeth, you could get a ball stuck in between the brackets of the braces, which could cause a lot of damage to your piercing. It would probably hurt really bad. You could break the bracket, have to have some sort of, I don't know really, I never had braces or anything, but you would have to have some sort of emergency orthodontist appointment to fix it, I guess, or just an appointment to fix it in general, potentially setting back your orthodontic care and just damaging really expensive dental work. So, if you have any braces in your mouth, I would suggest not getting an oral piercing at all. It's worth the wait. You don't need the piercing right now. And you're just wasting your money to fix your teeth if you're gonna put some crappy jewelry in your lips that could potentially completely damage and destroy all that expensive hard work. Especially if you're a minor and your parents are letting you do that. Like, that's bizarre to me, because as far as I'm aware, traditional braces are extremely expensive. Even like non-traditional braces are probably really expensive. But anyway, if you have braces, wait till they're gone to get the oral piercings. Just wait. Just wait. Just wait. It'll work out better and have a lot less risk. But beyond that, let me know what you guys think of this video. Comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe. It would really help me out. I'm trying to grow my channel to 1,000 subscribers, and then maybe I could start making money off these videos. Even though I do like making them, I just would also like to make money because I'm so poor. I'm broke. I spent all my money on food. Anyway, this is usually my, like, after I say bye ramblings. So, might as well say bye. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below what you thought of this video. Comment down below what types of videos you would like to see next. What are your favorite types of videos to see from me? I'd really love to know so I can do more of those specifically. Anyway, I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. See you in the next one. Bye! Oh my gosh. It's been so long since I put this much makeup on. I actually tried, like, I changed, like, this is the same day, and I literally did, like, I did my whole, like, changing up my look a little bit, just like I was doing in the past. Oh my god, this rubber band is pulling my hair. Ow. Oh my gosh, that's awful. Okay. This is, ow, 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 ow. No, I just look bad. Gorgeous. Yo, I just watched an older video. I'm like, my hair looked so good. Now it just looks like crap.